But okay, so like you're going through the hiring process, you're speaking to people, and you've seen some people who you've identified that are really good, be it media buyers or sales closers or personal assistant or whatever you're looking for, right? What other qualities would you say really like make someone stand out and that you gravitate towards these people more naturally?
Mm-hmm. I think the main thing is a hunger for improvement, and a hunger for feedback.
Mm-hmm.
I think, we spoke about the importance of being able to get feedback in past episodes, but yeah, like if they not only, I don't only look for people that can take feedback. That's like, very, very low level. Like if you cannot do that, like ciao, right? But people that are generally hungry for feedback and that generally want to get better. Like if they're too comfortable, then it's definitely not for me. And I've interviewed a lot of great talent that had big egos and just isn't really the type of culture that I'm looking for. Like I really want very hungry people. And oftentimes I've gone for people that are probably maybe less qualified, less of a talent on paper, but that have a lot more hunger, given the fact that obviously they do have talent, right? And they've just blown my expectations out of the water. And when I started making those decisions, I was like, should I really hire this like 16-year-old? Even though like I've got so many other people that are like on paper way better than her. Let's do it. Let's try it, right? And when you're genuinely surprised, you kind of like come to understand that hunger is just such an amazing trait. And then going a bit more specific on the agency side of things is like, I want people who take leadership. Like I want people who are proactive and will speak to clients when they don't have to, right? But they just want to. They're passionate about what they do. They want to make sure, they feel like their client is not just my client, but it's their client, it's the agency's client, right? And we're all looking out for their well-being. We're all looking out for their success. And so they're as invested into the growth of these clients as I am. And it's really hard to come by those people, but that's why it pays dividends to hire slow.
And expanding on that a bit, so there's like those are aspects of like personal characteristics, right? And then if we go back to what we were speaking about right at the start of the episode in terms of like the values and the morals and the direction you set for the agency, right? Of course you can give like tinned words like transparency, ethics, these kinds of things, right? If you had to say, if you had to pick one characteristic that you would say isn't like a tinned one that everybody kind of says and does, what would you say is like specific that you're looking for?
It may be tinned, but the main thing is, come hell or high water, they get done what they say they will do, And it probably is tinned, and I mean, it's not like a out of the world, but it's like basics for me, like don't. And that's why in a lot of the hiring process, like sometimes I ask questions that are kind of like a bit of a trap, because I'm like, what would you do in this situation? Like, would you tell me you can do this and then like ask for an extension, like stuff like that, right? To just kind of see how they see work and how they see expectations. And the thing is like, look, I'd rather you be honest about what you can do and then do that than tell me you can do all this stuff and then not do it. I just have very little tolerance for people that have a big mouth. And so in my team, we have no big mouths. Like we just have people that do. Like they don't talk much. I mean, they talk quite a lot to clients, right? But they don't talk more than they do. And so that's the main thing that I'm looking at. I'm looking for people that can execute. I've had a bunch of people on my team before that they were big talkers and they knew how to talk, right? They knew how to sell, I'm doing this and look at this. But in reality, it's like an easy way out for them because that's what they're good at. They're good at talking. They're not good at doing and executing. And so you kind of just like pull the curtain a bit back and you realize all this stuff hasn't really been done, And so, yeah, there's really no place for people that don't back it up with action.